It is The Wave, 97.9 WHAV, and in the studio with me is Megan Arivella. She is the supervisor, I'm doing this from memory, supervisor of counseling grades K through 12. Is that right?
Yes, Wynn.
Oh, my gosh. How did this happen?
Good question.
Who came in the room? Who replaced Wynn for breakfast? So you've got you have an event that's going to be coming up in now it's less than 2 weeks, and this is something that people have been talking a lot about. So why don't you fill us in?
Sure. I've been collaborating with some of the counselors and the CTE department, particularly Victoria Kelly, who's the supervisor of the CTE program, and we're looking to shift the narrative a little bit from students who may choose a college or university for their future plans, but also provide other opportunities for students. So, the typical college fair that schools may host, we wanted to think bigger and better and beyond that. So we're hosting the first Post Secondary Expo for our students.
Post Secondary Expo. So these are our kids that they might want to go to college, but they might want to do something different too.
Yeah, so the path to success looks different for every student. While it's, traditionally many kids go to college and we support that option, many young people are also seeking alternate routes, and our counseling department is hearing them. So we wanted to provide opportunities for all of our students, including the freshmen who want to start thinking about building their 4-year plan.
Oh, I think that's really smart to get the freshmen involved, get them to start thinking about that. So who will be at this, besides the students, who will be at this expo? So
we'll be showcasing a wide range of experiences, workforce pathways, 2- and 4-year colleges, and apprenticeships, trade programs, military service, even gap year experiences for students. So we have schools coming from all different states, particularly some, that our students are interested in. We have Sacred Heart University, St. Anselm's, Salem State, UMass Amherst, Northern Essex. So many, many different colleges. And we even have some trade schools that are in vendors such as Empire Beauty School of New Hampshire, the Barber Academy, the Spa Institute. We have Makeup Academy, we have the Marines, the Navy, Community Action, the Haverhill Fire Department, so many opportunities for the students to engage with and people to talk to. There'll be handouts. We have a student mall area that's outside the cafeteria, so we will have about 30 tables out there, and then when students walk into the library, we'll have people filling the library. So during their lunch times and even opportunity to come back with their teacher, whole class full of students to just engage with whoever they find interesting and opportunities that maybe they haven't heard about before. So
this is going to be taking place during the day?
Yes, it's a school day. We wanted to make it accessible for all students and not have any worries about transportation. So it's during their lunches. So walking down the hallway, they're going to pass, all different people to engage with and talk with, grab their lunch, walk around. Yep.
And the day for this?
This will be Tuesday, April 29th.
Okay, Tuesday the 29th, and that's during the lunch hour over at Haverhill High School. So would it be open to kids that, well, I guess if you're not in Haverhill High Schools, then you wouldn't be going, would you?
You wouldn't, and you would, yeah, you know what, the more we thought about it with the recent launch of Mass Educate, so that's the, free community college experience, and in some cases state colleges for free. For our students, it tends to be a game changer, which is very helpful to our families. But even with this benefit, many students are choosing different paths. So we wanted kids to know that's okay to do that. It's okay to look around and, some are entering the workforce, taking a gap year, and just exploring what their futures look like. So it's just one piece of a comprehensive effort that our counseling department wanted to offer to build awareness around all of these post-secondary choices.
So if this was available when you were in high school, what would you, well, you were thinking about college, but if you weren't thinking about college, what would you do back in 16, 17 years old?
Well, I love what I'm doing now, so I guess my individual path led me to right here. But I think back and, I mentioned that there's been a shift, and I believe when I went, it was that the next step was college, or at least that's what my family instilled in me. But they weren't these trips. They weren't, visits that kids took to necessarily go explore. It's almost like a whole different business now. I know I did it with my own son, but, kids don't always have the opportunity to be exposed to college campuses. So our counseling department took students in grades 10 and 11 who may not have ever stepped foot on a campus this March and April to a few different schools. So I feel like exposing them to schools, exposing them to other options, talking about it is part of what our department does. Inviting people in. We're working pretty closely with, the Workforce Board for students to even build resumes, learn what's out there. Whittier Tech has many options. We just want to have students engage with the many different choices, so they don't feel like that there is one path. And we've even exposed them learning about the FAFSA, so that way they believe college it can be a lot more affordable, so they can take that option. That
was the last time you were here. You were talking about the FAFSA. Did you fill it out?
I actually filled it out. It's a lot easier than I think people think about. It's made some progress over the years. It's still not a fun thing to do for most families, obviously with the financial piece, but we wanted to make it available, to our students and to learn how to do it and families to help support them. So there are many students that still have yet to fill out the FAFSA, but once you do that, it opens the doors to, many different schools and opportunities and funding opportunities. And even if you do use that Mass Educate and go to a community school, you still have to fill out the FAFSA.
Now, is this the time that the kids are finding out what colleges they're getting into if they're going?
They are. Many of them have already heard. It's very exciting, and many kids are still deciding what to do and are torn between that choice. So, our counselors just, figuring that out with them and researching schools with them. And I think what this is all about is, like I said, that shift of the narrative. It's not just about where you go to college, but what's your plan, what excites you, and, what do you want to do with your life?
I know that there's a lot of talk about financial literacy. Is there going to be anybody there to talk with the kids about, how much they need to make a livable wage? Yeah,
that's really what we're trying to engage students with in our health classes, in the financial literacy piece. I know at least when I was in my previous role, we brought in banks to talk to kids about, what is a livable wage looks like, how to pay a mortgage, all these opportunities that are skill-based learning that kids need to know. So we also are partnering with HP3, Allison Hartquist. I'm sure she's been in. She's a great individual. So we're trying to reach out to just our community because of so many opportunities and bring them into the school, partner with them to get our kids learning about, the bigger world that, getting a job and paying bills is an important part of adult life.
Yeah, it can all start out with the Post Secondary Expo that's going to be taking place on April 29th.
That's right.
So that's over at Haverhill High School, and that'll be during the lunch hour. And lunch hour, schools are so different now. When does lunch start at Haverhill High?
Well, we have many lunches, so the earliest lunch is 10:15. But remember, they get to school at 7:25, so they're usually hungry by then.
Well, I get to work at 6. Oh dear. All right. Well, gosh, is there anything else you'd like to add?
And just thinking that, every student deserves a future that fits and one that's affordable and opens opportunities. So this is why we're doing it, and I'm happy to continue to support our students.
And this is the first annual one ever held, right?
That's what I hear.
Well, that's going to be great. And if they have any questions, I'm sure that about the Post Secondary Expo on the 29th, they can always call the office over at Haverhill High, or
sure
you're in the
also,
main office, though, right?
I am actually housed at the high school.
Oh.
Yep, and then I get to travel to all the different schools. But if anybody had any questions, they can certainly reach out to me, Victoria Kelly, or our webpage has a lot of information that links to many different places they can go to find what they need.
Okay. Oh, terrific. Haverhill-ps.org.
Yes.
How about that? All right. Well, Megan, thank you so much. And let me know about anything else you have coming up.
Okay.
Have they figured out all the scholarships yet, or is that?
We are presently working on that. It's quite a process. Lots of money to give away. So much support from community, donors, and we're very deliberate and careful about our choices. It was open to all the students to apply, and I know there's many outside scholarships too that we post in our online portal Naviance that is still accessible to students.
And that's at your website address too.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So any students that will be receiving a scholarship, at least from our school, will hear in the next 2 weeks.
Ooh. Well, good luck with all that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Wynn.
Oh, my pleasure. Megan Arivella, the Director of Counseling in Haverhill Public Schools, grades K through 12, right here on the WHAV, 97.9 WHAV. We'll take a look at the news coming up.
Wake up with Wynn Damon weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on 97.9 FM WHAV.